So, as I came down to the pond this morning to feed my fish, I noticed a strange noise, a dripping noise coming from around the back of the pond. And I thought nothing of it, and I thought, let me just feed the fish, make sure they're okay. But then as I walked around to the filter, I noticed this. Now, this here is just an old outlet bit that used to drip, so we put some sealant on it a while back, and when I came here this morning, well, it was dripping still. Now, it's a bit annoying because this is a little leak here, but the issue is I've got to drain all the water in the filter out in order to, seal that up. So I've literally now got to siphon the entire filter out to get to that, and it's just a big hassle really. But yeah, I thought I'd have a nice chill day today, with the fish, give them a feed. Well, got some more tasks to do now. So, as you can see here with the leak, now the leak itself isn't too bad. It's mostly just this side bit here. Let me see if I can get a better focus on it. It's not actually dripping from here, where the drip's coming from, it's up here. If you see this little bit of water there, it's just sort of peeled back because the sealant runs around the edges and sort of fills this whole hole. And what's happened is the solvent on the side here has just sort of come loose a bit, which is causing it to drip. I've got this bucket here just so I can keep an eye on how much water's coming out. The water level hasn't really dropped at all. It's quite easy to track because I've got this algae line on top. Now, it was already filled up to about this height when I left it, so it hasn't actually gone down as much as it looks. It's probably only gone down about 1 millimeter. But yeah, I need to get this sort of fixed because obviously I don't want the pond to leak out. So I'm gonna go get some solvent and some just to seal it up, so these fish are nice and healthy, and don't have to worry about the pond draining itself out or anything. So let me just get started on that now. Now, this is fairly annoying. I mean, it's an easy fix, and what I'm gonna do, I've got some solvent, but I mean, thought I'd have a nice chill today, not do too much work on the pond, but always have to do stuff with the pond. So I'm now gonna just try and seal it up, put a little bit extra on the sides, and just see if I can fix it up that way. So after a bit of digging, I found the one I wanted to use. It's this one here. Non-toxic, fish safe, all of that. So I'm going to use that to seal that up. But first I've got to drain it out, so let's do that first. Here's a closer look at the sealant in question. It's non-toxic, solvent-free and stuff. It's not my strongest one, but I'm going to just use the rest of this. I have other ones, so if this one doesn't work, I'll use them. But first I need to drain this out because I can't be having it dripping whilst I'm trying to seal it, because that just won't work. So that's the pipe I'm going to be using, and I've got this drain here that I, put the water into so that I don't flood the inside of here. But yeah, that's the siphoning. I'll put the pipe in there, siphon it straight out into the drain, so then I can get to work on this. So I've drained it out, the filter's now empty. Move all the brush out of the way so I can see where I'm going to, and dripping has stopped, which means I can start getting to work on fixing this. First of all, I need to dry it off, and then I can apply the solvent, and then just let it sit for a bit, and just let it dry, and then I can turn this all back on again. So I've got it all lined up here, so first I want to just dry it off a bit, just so that it's nice and dry for this to go on, and just give it a little clean up as well. There's a bit of dirt on it. Now I think the leak is coming from under this bit here somewhere. So what I might have to do is try and aim to get the sealant underneath here, I reckon. So I think it's coming from there, the leak. So I have to get some sealant underneath this bit, I reckon. If I peel off a bit of excess, it makes it a bit easier to see what I'm working with. Yeah, I think this bit here just needs a bit of solvent on it, so let me get a little bit on there. I'm going to rub it in my hands a bit just so I can really get it into the cracks. This washes off quite easily, so it's not too bad. But I just want to try and get it right up against here really. Just to see if I can really seal it up here. It should be able to seal this up quite easily. So I finished coating it. I'll just let it sit for a bit so it can dry off. I can't let it sit for too long, otherwise obviously the fish will, they need a filter, so I have to turn the filter off to let it dry. But I'll let it sit for a bit. Once it's set, I'll turn everything back on and see if it's still leaking. So I've turned the filter back on and there's no drip, so we should be okay. I'll let it sit for this evening, but yeah, happy I fixed it. So that's something fixed in this tank, so it's all good now. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed.